Surrounding areas including Jeddah, Taif and Al-Hada and Amina also experienced sudden flooding and lightning strikes. In Jeddah, that wind damaged several roofs and traffic was halted. The major highways such as Road 14. Saudi civilians deployed more than 1,200 personnel including water pumping crews and emergency medical personnel. More than 16 people received on the site, treating to minor injuries, drainage and shock. Power outage briefly affected some areas of Mecca, although backup generating providing lighting of Moscow. This is one of the strongest storms in the hit Mecca in the last 10 years. In Bambi, compared to 12-15 crane collapse in the when it also occurred during the bad weather and claimed lives and more than 100 people. Fortunately, there were casualties this time. When 58-year-old schoolteacher Abdullah Manjur from Alexandria, Egypt, arrived in Mecca from this long-awaiting pilgrimage, he thought he was ready to anything. He had been saving money in years. Every prayer, every fast, every tear, he led him to his journey. On the evening, as the sun began to set, the sky took to stretch its golden hue. Abdullah stood in the courtyard of the Grand Mosque Al-Haram, just a few meters from the Kaaba. The air was unusually quiet, as silent as if he whirled his hand in the breeze. And then, without warning, he would pick up dust. Rain fell from the sky like stones. Videos circulated on social media showed a massive marble courtyard surrounding the Kaaba quickly filling the water and the storm raged on. The floor, which typically keep pristine, became a shimmering pool reflected in darkness sky above. The iconic black and gold capped structure on the Kaaba stood resilient in the midst of downpour, symbolism endurance and the fight in the face of nature fury. The storm caused disruption and unusual flow of warships. This some selection of Moscow being temporarily closed to ensure the safety of visitors. Maintenance team were quick to respond, working to clear water from the site and ensure that any potential damage to the Moscow infrastructure was minimal. Reports from the local authority indicate there were no serious injured or major damage through the shelters forced of the storm left many in air and intense fire. Meteorologists in the region had issued warning about the possible severe weather, but the storm wrapped one-third cut off money by surprise. Although the Arabian Peninsula is known for the dry desert climate, Mecca can experience associational bouts of rain, especially during traditional seasons. The just position, the rain is such a historical arid region, severe as the minor and unpredictable nature of weather, even in a place renowned of the harsh desert environment. Umbrellas flew like a bird. Abdullah latest reached, as saw people sleeping, crying, praying slowly. A child lost a sandal and burst into tears. An elderly man next to me was shaking bodily that I hit his head to keep him from the falling. The marble floor became slippery and reflecting the light like a miner from the sky, lighting terror throughout the sky above the minarets, and momentarily illuminated the Kaaba with a bright white light. A moment Abdullah said that we'll never forget. I was terrified, but I didn't feel fear. I felt small. I felt like I was standing before God, not just psychically, but spiritually. While the storm reached Abdullah and dozens and other pilgrims took shelter under the arches, people shared batteries of water, dates and stories in broken Arabic, English and Urdu, united 12 known languages. When the sky finally cleared, Abdullah standing into the wet courtyard, the Kaaba stood firm. Minarets, silence. I thought I came here to perform a ritual, but I think Allah showed me something more. The power of nature, the fragility of life, and the strength of our spirit when we stand together. As a result of extreme weather change, the holy city of Mecca was hit by a powerful storm that caused chaos around the Grand Mosque and the Kaaba, Islam holy site. Torrential rain, strong winds and red flashes and lightning forcing worshippers to seek shelters, transformed a place that usually a place of quiet contemplation into a scene of urgency and action. Videos taken a pilgrim and posted on social media showed umbrellas braid torn from hands, prayers made vain washed away and rising water, and the mosque marble floors turned into fast-flowing streams. Thunder rumbled across the scarred hills and many sought refuge under the Moscow Special Arch. The Saudi authority responded quickly. Civil defense forces activated emergency protocols, deployed teams to assist pilgrims and provide assistance. "We are monitoring the situation thoroughly," Said Al-Kwani. No deaths have been reported, but several people have suffered minor injuries due to slippery and flat debris. The storm is one of the most severe weather events in hit Mecca in recent years. Experts blame a rare coverage of hot desert air and cool winds from the Red Sea, which caused sudden atmospheric instability. Witnesses described the scene of terrifying and even inspiring at the same time. Water flooded and polished marble floors. Praise rouge flooded like levers and huge umbrellas set up to shade, and pilgrims shocked in the strong winds. Many worshippers sought shelters in surrounding corridors, holding to each other as thunder rumbled between the heritage. Several neighborhood cities, including Jeddah, Taif, and Al-Ulif, also experienced heavy rain and minor flooding. In Jeddah, floods were descended due to poor visibility, and traffic on major highways slowed into crawl. Saudi civil defense deployed more than 1,000 emergency personnel to medical teams, provided assistance to more than 35 people who suffered injuries, mostly related to slight or minor blows. No deaths were reported, indicating to rapid coordination of emergency service of Moscow security forces.
ما شاء الله تبارك الله. ضباب كثيف الآن في الهدى.
Social media was flooded in the dramatic videos. Rain cascading down the marble of the Moscow, thunder rumbled on over minarets, and the shocked pilgrims helping each other to safety. Saudi civil defense officials confirmed that although there were few minor injuries and one was killed, rapid response teams were praised for the quick interruption, using water pumps, drones, and stable barriers to stabilize the situation in the area. Religious authority brothers closely assist some prayers area safety crews within the hours, cleaning crews and brought in minarets ensuring checking the Moscow drainage and lighting systems. Dr. Yasin Al-Harbi, a meteorologist at King University, said the storm was caused by a rare weather phenomenon caused extremely high surface temperature in the Red Sea. We expect further instability in the region due to ongoing climate change. Despite of the storm, many pilgrims remained deeply moved. "Yes, we are afraid," said Amina, and a pilgrim of Nigeria. Meteorologists at the Saudi National Meteorological Center identified it, a phenomenon as a supply-like system caused by intense at over 42 Celsius at the start of the day, cooling the color of sea breeze from the Red Sea. Dr. Leila Al-Haram, a climate researcher at King Saud University, noted weather conditions in the region are becoming increasingly unstable. The dry desert climate of the Mecca is no longer immune to extreme events. That despite in the fall of the storm, many pilgrims remained steadfast. The Kaaba is the storm of the both frightening the impressive sect of the pilgrims from Turkey. A sudden and violent storm struck the holy city of Mecca, shocking the Islamic world. The moment of the thousands of pilgrims gathered, the Kaaba of pillars of the sky darkened, and the storm with the wind, rain and lightning swept in. The storm, described by witness and unprecedented in recent years, flooded parts of the continent and the Grand Moscow, while the wind gusts reaching speed over 18 km an hour, shocked steel structure and uprooted temporarily bridges. As the storm subsided, the faithful resumed their prayers, undirected by temporary interruption. For many, the storm helped to deadly spiral significant with the sound viewers and the test of a fear, a reminder of a powerful of God. Social media was filling the post a reflection of the awe-inspiring scene of the Kaaba standing film amid aspiring winds of a wind. There many experienced gratitude for the storm passed caused without causing major harm. The storm of the Kaaba is a reminder of nature unpredictability, but it also highlights the resilience of a both sacred site and the millions of worshippers who visit each year. While the storm have many momentary disrupted to peaceful rituals and that take place around the Kaaba, it also reaffirmed steadfast of the faith of drove people from the corner to global this reverent location. Authorities in Saudi Arabia remain vigilant, continue to monitor weather patterns to ensure the safety and well-being of the millions of pilgrims who come to Mecca annually. The swift response of this latest storm reflects both of importance protection to religion side of strong infrastructure in the place and support of millions who travel in Mecca in pursuit on spiral of fulfillment. Environmental scientist Dr. Leila Hosseini noted climate instability is increasing worldwide, and even regions such as Mecca, known for their predictability, are now facing extreme weather anomalies. Despite the chaos, many pilgrims remain steadfast in their prayers, review any event as a test of fire. One believer from Indonesia said, "The storm remembered me of a powerful of Allah. We prayed even more fervently even in the rain." The storm subsided after a few hours. The city several began clearing flooded streets and accessory monitoring damage of infrastructure. The Grand Moscow reopened of visitors before rainfall demonstrated both of vulnerability and resilience of this spiral center of the Muslim world. In the evening, a sudden and violent storm swept away of the holy city of Mecca, interrupting the pilgrimage of more than 115,000 believers who had gathered around the Kaaba. The storm brought torrential rain, strong gusts of winds reaching 100 km an hour, of intense lightning strikes that lit up of the sky above the Mosque al-Haram, the largest mosque in the world.